Saiasmi Gupta and I'm 10 years old. I am the co-founder of tenniscrickets.com. So today we are gonna start OOP in C++, basically classes and objects. So without any delay, let's get started. Dab! And let me remind you, this is the part 1. Okay, so let's get started. So I've minimized the screen. Okay, I'll keep you guys here. Oops, sorry. Excuse me, 1 second. I'm so sorry, guys. I had to sneeze. Okay, so yeah. Sorry, my bad. Float on top. Yeah. Okay, so C++ OOP. So what is OOP? So OOP's full form is Object Oriented Programming. Okay, so now I'll just increase the font a bit because this is a bit small. Yeah, that's better. So, procedural programming is about writing functions that perform operations on the data. So, from procedural programming, we write functions and then operate with our data and change our data and write some new stuff and everything, right? But now, object oriented programming language is way better. How come? Because from using that we can create objects of classes, but and it also contains both data and even functions. So basically, in object-oriented programming, we have everything what the procedural programming also does, and we also have classes and objects. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So object-oriented programming language is way better than procedural programming. Okay, so let's see some advantages of the object-oriented programming language. No, it's not language, it's just a program. Yeah, object-oriented programming. Okay, so OOP is faster and easier to execute. So like it's very faster and we can understand the code and it's very easy for us from OOP using OOP. Okay, now OOPs help to keep the C++ code dry. Don't repeat yourself and make the code easier to maintain, modify, and debug. So from this, what it means is, take an example of a function, right? Function, after we have made it once, wherever we need it, we just call it name, right? So from this, like we are not repeating ourselves. If we would be repeating ourselves, we would have to write the whole function again and again, and so there is not any use of that repeating yourself, right? So don't so dry, basically don't repeat yourself. Okay, so from not repeating yourself and using OOP, our code is very easier to maintain, very understandable, and less buggy. Okay, now let's go on. tip: the don't repeat yourself. Dry principle is about reducing the repetition of code. Yeah. So from not repeating yourself, like our code is very short and it saves like a lot of time. Okay, guys. So you should extract out the codes that are common for the application and place them at a single place and reuse them instead of repeating. Very nice. Maybe I should do it in this. Yeah, because we were not able to see. Yeah. So from here, from this, it's saying that like just you don't keep on repeating that full formula, that big formula again and again. Just just repeat them, but not like writing the whole formula again and again and reusing it. Okay. Wait 1 second. Oh, sorry, my bad. Basically, sorry, my bad. I mean that don't keep on repeating the formula, like that big formula, and keep on wasting your time. Just reuse the thing that you have, okay? That is much easier, less buggy, and yeah, more, we don't waste so much of time, okay? Now, we have some examples of classes and objects. So we have one class here which name is fruit and it has three objects: apple, banana, mango. Delicious. Next is car. Our class is car and it also has three objects: Volvo, Audi, Toyota. Okay? Right. So basically, car, like, how should I tell you? Like, classes and objects. Like, classes and objects are like very useful when you do programming language. Programming, they are like really useful, right? Let's learn more about them in the next chapters. Okay, let's move on. Come on, move. Okay, it's not gonna move. I'm just gonna press this. Okay, C++ classes and objects. So C++ is an object oriented programming language, we all know. Everything in C++ is associated with classes and objects along with its attributes and methods. For example, in real life, a car is an object. That car has attributes such as weight, color, and methods such as drive and brake. So did you get it? Basically, C++ it's seriously like all on these classes and objects. Like it, the whole language is like associated from classes and objects, right? So this is very important. So we have an example here that there's a car, and in car is an object we all know. So car's attributes can be what its weight, what its color, and etc. Right? And car's methods can be drive, brake, opening the door and shutting it, and everything. Right? Attributes and methods are basically variables and functions that belongs to the class. Okay? These are often referred to as class members. Okay, so attributes and methods, they are basically variables and functions. Like you write them in variables and functions, and they belong to the class, the following class, whatever you give. And they are known as a class members. Okay, Now, a class is a user-defined data type that we can use in our program, and it works as an object constructor or a blueprint for creating objects. Basically, class is a data type only, like a user-defined data type. Okay, that we can use in our program, obviously. So yeah, from here we can create objects and everything, and it's like an object constructor, right? So let's first learn how to create a class. So to create a class, use the class keyword. Okay, so if you want to create a class, what do you have to do? The syntax is you will first give the class keyword, then you will give the class name. Okay, give it in dictionaries. Okay, now this is public. So int minum and string minum. So see what is public. It's written here. The public keyword is an access specifier which specifies that members, attributes and methods of the class are accessible from outside the class. You will learn more about access specifiers later. Basically, from this, there are two, public and private. Okay. Now, if you give public, so the attributes, the variables, the functions, and everything which you're making inside the function, that can be like inside the class, sorry, that can be used outside somewhere else also, right? But if you give private, so it can't be used outside anywhere, it can just be used for that class only. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so here we have done public, then we have made two variables, basically an attribute, you can say, the variable. So one is my num and one is my string. So this example is explained. So the class keyword is used to create a class called my class. Okay, from this class keyword we have to create, give to create a class and then give its name. This is the syntax. Then the public keyword is okay, I have already read this. Now inside the class there's an integer variable name minor and the string variable my string. When variables are declared within a class, they are called attributes. Basically, variables which are inside the class, they are declared inside the class. They are known as attributes. Okay. So at last, end the class definition with the semicolon. So at the end, you given semicolon to end the class. Okay. Now, how do we create an object? So here is an example. Okay, so we are creating a class, my class, and it's public. That's great. So we have given two attributes, my string and my num. So we are doing int main, my class, my object. So from this, yeah, my class, my object. Basically, we are saying the class my class, like this is how you create a function, like not a function, an object of a class. So like you give the class name, whatever's class object you have to make, like you have to make the object of my class in this example. So you will give my class um, name, this name, and then you will just give the object name. Okay, and give semicolon. Okay, now you're gonna do my object dot my num is equal to 15. So here you are defining the attributes values, right? So we are doing my object dot my num 15. So we are giving the attribute my num the value 15, and same with my string, we are giving my string the value as some text. Okay, now with that we do my object dot my num. So we had given the value as 15 to my num, so it's gonna print 15, and same with my string, it's gonna print some text, as you can see here. Okay, now it's multiple objects. How can you create more than one object in one example, right? Let's see. Okay, so first we are making a car class and we are making it public, and we're doing string brand, string model, int year, attributes, three attributes. Okay, now we are doing int main car object 1. We are making the like how should I tell you? Yeah, like basically we are creating objects of one object of the car class. Okay, so the object name is car object 1. Okay, now we are doing car object 1 dot brand is equal to BMW, car object 1 dot model is equal to X5, car object 1 dot year is equal to 1999. So we have assigned them the values, right? Now we are making another object of the same class. So we are doing making an object car object 2. Now we are doing car object 2 dot brand is equal to font, car object 2 dot model is equal to Mustang, car object 2 dot year is 1969. Okay, now we are printing them. How we are doing that? Car object 1 dot brand, so it's gonna get BMW as we have given here. Then we are getting a space, then car object 1 dot model, so it's gonna get X5, then it's gonna get a space, then car object 1 dot year, so it's gonna get 1999. Okay, and then it's gonna insert a new line. Okay, then same with the object 2, it's gonna get the brand first, then give a space, then model, then get a space and the year, and insert another new line. Okay, you can't see the new line over here which is inserted after object 2, but yeah, it's in there. Okay, so yeah, we have done, guys. So the first exercise is very easy. Create an object of my class called my object. So that's very easy. My class, and then over here you give my object. Like, right, very easy, because if you want to create an object of any class, you just have to like give the name of the class which is given here to us, and then give the object name. So yeah, correct. Now what's the exercise? Wait, wait. Oh, okay, so we have to create a class called my class. Very easy. We have to give the first keyword class, and then we have to give the name of our class, which is my class. Okay, great. Now we get to exercise 3. Use an access specifier to make the member of the class accessible from outside the class. Okay, so I had told you this will be public. Why it will be public? Because when you give public, then you can access the attributes inside our class outside of somewhere else. But if you give private, you can't do that. You can only use the attributes and everything of that class in that class only, not somewhere outside. Okay, now create an object my class, create an object of my class, my object, and use it to set the value of my num to 5. Okay, so this is like, so this we have not done yet, so yeah, we are gonna leave it till now here, and I have come to the end of my video, guys. So I hope you have liked it and understood a lot. So thank you so much for viewing my video, and have a great day. Thank you so much, guys, and bye. 3 2 no dab 3 2 3 2 1 snap.